So this magazine may actually be the most important training tool that you ever buy. Welcome back to the Muzzle Broke channel, everybody, and today we're talking about this bad boy right here, and that is going to be the DryFireMag. So everybody knows that dry firing your guns is going to be one of the most important training tools in our arsenal as shooters. Obviously, live fire shooting at the range is going to be the most beneficial thing we can do to practice, but sadly, it's not incredibly practical to go to the range every day, and that's where dry firing comes in. Sitting at home, racking the slide, pulling the trigger, getting a feel for your trigger reset, your trigger pull, making sure you're not bouncing your sights when you're dry firing really allows you to get a better control of your weapon system and make you a better shooter. But one of the most annoying things about dry firing is really having to rack that slide and reset the trigger every time you pull it. And that's where the DryFireMag comes in. I got this in the other day and I've been having a blast with it. What the DryFireMag is going to do is allow you to dry fire your gun as many times as you want without having to rack the slide. So I can sit here all day, actuate that trigger, and get tons of dry fire practicing in without having to rack that slide every time. In the magazine itself, there's a little intrinsic spring system that's going to reset the trigger and allow you to go dry fire crazy. We're rocking this guy in my Glock 17 here, but they also have dry fire mags for Sig Sauer handguns, Smith & Wesson, Springfield, and even Palmetto State Armory. Using the mag is honestly pretty idiot proof. I mean, I could figure it out. You have to rack the gun once, make sure that trigger is set, insert the dry fire mag, pull the trigger, and you're off to the races. I think one of the coolest things about the DryFireMag is the ability to replicate the exact trigger weight and reset of your weapon system. For our Glock handguns, the DryFireMag already comes with the spring that replicates the exact trigger pull of a standard Glock, but DryFireMag also makes these spring kits as well, so you can go ahead and set up your DryFireMag for either a lighter or heavier trigger pull, depending on what trigger you're running in your weapon system. And that's going to make sure you're getting the correct practice with the correct trigger weight for the gun that you run. So for transparency, DryFireMag did send this out to me, but to be incredibly honest, I do really believe in this product. I've dry fired for years at this point, but one of the things I didn't really realize I was missing out on was essentially my follow-up dry fires. When you're dry firing normally without the mag, you pull the trigger and you have to rack the slide, which really breaks your sight picture. So it's kind of hard to get accurate dry fire double taps, and with the DryFireMag, you don't have to do that. You can pop up, do a double tap, or hell, even run a bill drill, and watch that front sight and try and hold it as steady as you can. Now, obviously this mag isn't going to give you the recoil impulse of a real round, but the ability to sit here and dry fire without having to rack the slide every time is a very efficient process. I got this in about a day ago, and to be honest, I've probably dry fired more in a day than I have in the past 3 weeks combined, just because I don't have to rack that slide every time. So at the end of the day, I really do think the DryFireMag is an incredibly efficient training tool, and to be honest, it's also a ton of fun. I mean, who doesn't like to dry fire? The biggest concern I would have with this product is your wife or girlfriend complaining about this little clicking noise, because I have been dry firing this sucker non-stop for the past 24 hours. So if you guys are looking to turn one of your handguns into an absolute dry fire machine, check out the DryFireMag and use code BROKE at checkout to get 10% off your purchase. I really appreciate you guys watching this video today. Please subscribe to the Muzzle Broke channel. It really does help me out, and we have some really awesome stuff coming to the channel that you are not going to want to miss. Y'all have an amazing week. Practice your dry fires, and I'll see you at the next Muzzle Broke video.